Like me, have you ever worried about all the invisible radiation around us? Wi-Fi, 5G towers, phone in your pocket, power cables in the walls, but had no real way to see it. I've always had this nagging question in the back of my mind. Is this actually fine? Or am I bathing in invisible stuff all day and hoping for the best? So I've been testing this little device here. It's called the Milerd HiRange, and it basically lets you see visible electromagnetic fields, things like radio signals from Wi-Fi and 5G, plus low frequency electric and magnetic fields from wiring, power boards, chargers, and appliances. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a normal day and measure EMF in a bunch of real world places. My apartment here on the Gold Coast, my parents' place, inside the car, walking through a shopping centre, and even down by the beach. We'll see where the numbers spike, where they drop, and what actually makes a difference when you move things around or step back a bit. And then you can make a decision about the best place for you. I'll show you how the Milerd HiRange works, what all the different modes mean, and how that 30-day accumulated dose tracking can help you see your overall exposure, not just a one-off measurement. And of course, we'll talk about whether it's actually useful for normal people or if it's just another nerdy gadget. Guys, if you're new here, I'm Andy from Mr. Yoo-Hoo. I test tech in real life, not just in a lab. So if you like this kind of thing, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you want most to measure in your own home. And also let me know if you've got any questions about it, and there's purchase links below. All right, guys, let's start with a quick look at the Milerd HiRange itself. Then we'll head out and actually see what the invisible world around us actually looks like. This is the Milerd HiRange. It's a handheld EMF meter, basically a detector for electromagnetic fields. It measures four main things: radio frequency radiation, stuff like Wi-Fi, mobile phones, 5G, Bluetooth, low frequency magnetic fields from power lines, motors, charge transformers, low frequency electric fields from wiring and appliances, and then a 30-day accumulated dose. So you can see how much you've been exposed to over time. The great thing is it's literally plug and play as well. So you can wind it like this, press the button to see the display light there, and you can do it all through the settings. As I said, on the front there, you've got a color display, a really simple interface. The size it measures from 1 megahertz all the way up to 8 gigahertz on the RF side, plus low and high ranges for electric and magnetic fields. Translation, guys, you can see pretty much everything from your phone and router through to wiring in the walls. Now, it's tiny as well. There's the size compared to my finger, about the size of a pen, around 55 grams. The battery itself lasts up to a week of continuous use, and you can charge it over USB-C as well, which is great. I've got a little band on here as well, just to hold it while I'm walking around. But most of the time, you just hold it flat in your hand, point it wherever you're measuring, and let the numbers settle as well. Now guys, a quick note before I start. I'm not a doctor or scientist, and this video is not medical advice. The point is to show you how this Milerd HiRange works in normal environments and how you can use it to spot higher and lower EMF areas in your own life. Guys, let me show you the basic screens, then we'll head out. So right now I'm in search mode. You'll see a bar graph and a simple color indicator. Green is low, yellow is moderate, and red means high levels. This is great for walking slowly around a room and seeing where the meter jumps. When I find something interesting, I stop and hold it for a few seconds and watch the readings stabilize. Now hold the button down and you get statistics screen. These show you minimum, average, and peak levels over short periods. That's good if you want to stand next to something like a router or a microwave and see what it's doing over a minute or so. There's also lab mode where it shows all 6 measurements on one screen. RF, low and high magnetic fields, plus the accumulated dose. That's more for nerds like me or for professional use. But guys, it's handy if you got the full picture in one glance. There's also a desktop app called the Milerd Port for Windows and Mac. We can dump your data and see charts. But today, we're going to focus on what you can actually see directly on the device. But I will send across and show you a bit of information later. So guys, let's start in the most important place, the bedroom in my apartment. Okay, so here I'm standing in the center of the apartment at the moment, so the beach there, the lounge there. So just going to put it on here in the center. And you've got the different ones there. So at the moment it's saying everything is fine. Let's go a bit closer to where I work at the desk. Now you've got the Wi-Fi over there, works to the so it's flashing red with radio waves. So let's go and have a look at what that means. So if we go there, see it gives the actual reading of it. So it's a radio wave. Now that must be coming from the Wi-Fi, which is over there. We go a bit closer to the desk and see how that kind of picks up. Now you can see how it's picking up straight away. You see up to C, so it's quite high at the desk. Now I sit right here as well. So looking at that, it's basically telling me that I'll have to look at, so there it is there. Now you can go click on this as well to see increased information. So give you the graph there. As you can see, it spikes up. So the computer's on. Look at anything from the specific devices. So it looks like it really is from the Wi-Fi device. Now, how do we know that? Well, we go a bit closer to it, just like that. You can see how that's spiking up a bit. You can see we're at my parents' house. We're about to go and do some readings around here. You can see at the moment, it's all flashing green on the reader, which is good. I'm in the main area. I'm gonna get the camera, walk around and test it out and see how it works just now. So interesting enough, the one place at my parents' place where we picked up some frequency is near the clock as well. So look at this, so we're getting the clock and look how that picks up. See, just there. Now if we look at that in more detail, hold it down, see just there. The grasp, the good thing is as you come out, it settles down. So you can see there's the pillow just there. So it's dropping down. So it's good outside that range, but inside that range as well, it's all right. So look for things like clocks and stuff like that as well to make sure they're not doing it. But except for that, generally in the room here, it's quite good. Let's have a look. So I've got the car on at the moment. There it is just there. Now it's flashing red. Now what's that from? Let's have a look. So we had a little bit being picked up in the car as we're driving, but it looks like it's actually okay at the moment. I've also got the phone here as well. So I've got the phone in my pocket too. Now as we know, the phone releases radiation. So all in all, it looks like the car's pretty good to be honest. Oh, great. So there you go, the car was very good. The only thing it picked up was actually the mobile phone that was in my pocket. So there you go. But if you want to use this in the car, you can be aware if anything you're using is actually causing it. So yeah. So we're using the Milerd device in the shopping center. As you can see, it's got 7.25, 9.45 radio waves on there, which is not surprising being a shopping center, because see how different areas have such high spikes. So they're 9.945. So it's very, very high. But that's probably because there's lots of shops in the areas, lots of Wi-Fi networks, lots of communications in there, which would make it go up. And as you can see, as you walk around, you can see it's got different ones on there as well. And you see there as well, it's got the accumulated dose as well, readings. So it goes quite high as well. So very interesting to see how it works in a shopping center. You can also use this in an office environment as well to track what's happening. The other great thing with the HiRange is it can help detect hidden cameras and listening devices in hotel rooms or Airbnb properties. And this is really a concern for many people. Another use can be locating wiring inside walls. For example, you've got home repairs or renovation to better understand where the wiring runs and to stop any incidents from happening. It really is flexible. So there you go, guys. The contrast between the apartment, the car, the shopping center and the beach is exactly why I want to test this in real locations, not just a single router on a bench. And that's why we always do these full reviews. So after a day of walking around with the Milerd HiRange, what have we actually learned? First, EMF isn't some abstract concept. It's everywhere, but not in uniform. There are clear places in your life where it spikes, right next to a router, a phone or in your pillow, a charging station, and places where it's much lower, like out in the open, away from devices. Second, distance and time matter. In pretty much every location we tested, moving even a short distance away from a hotspot made a noticeable difference on display. If all you do with a meter like this is learn not to sleep with your head next to a power board, guys, that's still a massive win. Third, tools like the Milerd range make this stuff simple enough that normal people can actually see it. You don't need to understand every unit or frequency to use it. Green, yellow, red, plus a 30-day history and some graphs, that's enough to make smarter choices about where you put your device, where you sleep, and where you sit for hours. If you're the kind of person that worries about EMF, or you just want data instead of guesswork, this is a really interesting little gadget. I like that it's genuinely pocket-sized, has about a week of battery life, and a 30-day accumulated dose, so you can see trends rather than just one-off snapshots. Guys, if you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description to the Milerd HiRange and also desktop app Milerd Port, where you can see your measurements on your computer. As always, use this information, not as a substitute for professional medical advice. And if you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in comments where you test the EMF first. Your bedroom, your office, your kids' room, or somewhere else. And once I've had this running for a full month, I'll do a follow-up showing my 30-day accumulated dosage and how moving a few things around changed it. And guys, if you've got any questions about it, let me know. But we have truly loved testing this device, and it really changed the way we look at where we have our devices and what we do with it. Thanks for joining us here. It's Andy from Mr. Yoo-Hoo.